Good afternoon, grade 11. How are you today? Today we will continue the exercises in your workbook. And now we move to the reading text. Reading text in your workbook, page 42. Page 42. Okay. Here in the reading text you have a summary of a book. A summary of a book. And this book is Great Expectation by our friend Charles Dickens, the novelist. Okay, this novel actually talks about a boy whose name is Pep, and you are going to see the development and the improvement in his personality from childhood to adulthood or to manhood. Okay, now let's read this short summary about Pip's life, and then we are going to answer the questions down in 10. Okay, this is the story of the life of a boy in Victorian England. So, where does the story take place? It takes place in England. And at what time? During the Victorian age. Victorian age. Now, the Victorian age is the era when Queen Victoria had ruled England. During that time, as we discussed last time, many elements or many characteristics revolved around this era, such as child labor, poverty. طبعا child labor means when children work at early ages, such as chimney sweeper, and they work in factories. Poverty, people were really poor. We have corruption, fasad, in this time in England. So this area, okay, is divided into his childhood until his adulthood, until he becomes adult, which means he grows up, he becomes a grown-up man. The story takes place in the English countryside and London. راح نلاحظوا إنه الإيفنتس تاعون الستوري change from countryside to London, the city. مرة بنلاقي إنه setting بالcountryside, بالvillage, بالEnglish rural places, ومرة بنلاقيها in London, in the city. As a young boy, Pep meets a man and a young girl. So the story revolves around the life of Pep, and we have a man and we have a young girl. Those characters are going to shape the personality of Pep, both of who continue to influence his life in different ways. The young girl, she actually affects his life, and the man also affects Pep's life. When he grows up, he is giving a lot of money. Somebody gives him money, but we still don't know what is the source of the money. And he goes to London to study. طبعا هو كان عايش بالcountryside, and then he moves to London in order to do what? To study. Although he does not know where the money has come from, there he becomes a gentleman and learns more about the world. طبعا when he goes to London, everything has changed in his life. He grows up, he becomes a gentleman, he becomes an adult, and he learned a lot of things about the world because he studied at a popular school. He finds out that the prisoner who he met as a child is paying for his lifestyle. طبعا when he was a child, there was an incident in which he met a prisoner, okay, and this prisoner was a man, and he actually helps him to live a comfortable life by paying for his education. And he also realizes that his family are important, and he decides that he wants to live a simple life after all. So from this summary, you can see that the story is all about somebody who wants to grow up, somebody who wants to be a gentleman, somebody who wants to be an adult.